Hey, it's Sally. So I wanted to respond to a comment on here. So we've got a question here. So can you help me solve this query? So I'm just kind of assuming this is kind of a generic situation. So here's the situation. We've got 3 by 3 or 2 cell on the column. So now what they want to do is figure out the number of times this word is repeated. So looking at this, the first thing I think of is use a pivot table. So I know some people are kind of intimidated by pivot tables, but this is a perfect example of a really easy solution for this. So I've got my, let's see, I've got my spreadsheet here. Where is it? Here we go. So what I did is I have my title here, so my title will be action, just for this example. So I have 3 by and 3 cells, so I have it set up exactly as this situation. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this, this selection here, and I'm going to click on Insert, and I'm going to click on Pivot Table. So it wants me to select the range. I've already selected it, so I'm going to click on OK. So again, don't get intimidated. I know there's a lot going on here, but it's not that complicated. So first thing is we're going to want to select what our rows are. So our rows would be action. So I can check that, or I can just drag it down here to rows. So we've got buy and sell. So we're halfway there. So now we want to see the total number of times these words show up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag on action and drop it down into values. So you can see those numbers add up. So by default it's the count. If I wanted the sum or different options, I can click here on this arrow to bring up some options. So you've got sum, average, max. You have all of these options here. So if you didn't, a lot of times I don't want count, I want the sum. If it depends on the situation, you know. That's usually a slightly more complicated pivot table than this, but that is what I would, that's how I would do it. And you've got some sorting options here, so you can sort by you know, however you want them. By default it's A to Z. So that's how I would do it to get those results that you're looking for. I think it's easy, and it's a lot easier than having to count or manually sort things. So I hope this helped. Hope this answers your questions. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you guys have any questions on